Hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you for Arcadia Economics. And a quick video as we get ready for tonight's regularly scheduled programming. We're a bit behind because I've been in the Sprott booth all day. Although just finished recording Andy's episode for tomorrow. And as we were talking, something stunning came across my computer here and wanted to make a quick video. I know normally we cover this on Monday, but I didn't think this one could wait because we have some new record numbers of additions into the SLV and the other silver trust, which you can see listed here. Now, I know if you're going to say, well, Chris, you've made that made this video a couple of times. Well, certainly I can understand that, although that's the thing is that the numbers keep growing. And you see here, actually, this is interesting. I hadn't noticed before. This does include the Comex, which is interesting. So you see their change in numbers there, eligible 328 million ounces. So that's good to know. Although you might remember we've looked at the 4-week change quite a bit. And it's interesting because about a week and a half ago, I saw it was 60 million ounces, which is the same amount that was added in 2010 and had at least some role in the price spike to $50. So 60 million in 4 weeks is a lot. Then I looked last night and almost fell off my chair when I saw it was up to 100 million. And then I figured, I was wrapping up the day and try and keep an eye on it every day and figured, I wonder what it's up to today. And it's grown to 112 million. So keep in mind there was metal added today. Also, the last day of that 4-week cycle drops off. But let's put this in perspective here. So here you see the weekly bars. 43.2 million ounces of silver allegedly added into the trust. Keep in mind, as we'll pull up for you here, here are the Silver Institute numbers, which are they exactly accurate? But you see last year, 105 million ounce deficit. Now, total supply, mine production 800, then you have another 170 from recycling. The mine production we know is down a lot this year. I could understand industrial demand is down a lot, although certainly the investment demand is soaring. So, but still the point being in a 978 million ounce, that's about 42 million ounces. That's about 5%. But this is all going into investment demand. This isn't covering. So someone asked me this week if I thought there would be a rush by industrial users. I've not seen any evidence that that has occurred yet, although it certainly, I remember thinking about it earlier this year where, when we saw what happened following the COVID thing. And I'm thinking, gee, if I'm Samsung or some company or Apple that needs a lot of silver, certainly be keeping an eye on it. But anyway, you see 5% of the supply going into these ETFs in a week. But let's put this really in perspective. You see this is the highest in the last 2 years. It's also by quite a good margin, the highest ever. Here is when SLV was seeded. And a couple weeks ago, I mentioned how we had some new records. This one blows away the previous record. Talked with Keith Neumeyer at his booth at the Sprott Symposium yesterday, and he didn't think these numbers were possible. Andrew McGuire said the same. It's awfully hard to reconcile. I mean, these numbers are just stunning. Quick look at the Comex, where obviously the first day, well, let's get our year-to-date figures. Obviously, the first day of the silver deliveries was the big one, but the number's slowly growing throughout. Crossed 15,000 contracts earlier this week, now up to 15,678 every 1,000 contracts. is another 5,000 ounces, or every contract is another 5,000 ounces. So every 1,000 contracts, another 5 million ounces. So getting close to 80 million ounces there. And man, let's take a look at the silver price here. Closed on the Kitco chart at 2275-ish, let's say. Really the story of the day, which maybe I could have led with, but was the gold market. And well, that is palladium. I was thinking, geez, did gold just jump? And no, that's what happens when you click on the wrong button. Palladium above 2,000, gold above 1,900 by a little bit. I'm going to leave a parting thought here. This is not saying that this will happen, but I think we're at least at that space of the game where it's at least conceivable that we could see things that are unprecedented now. I know a lot of people say, well, it's gone up too fast. It happened at this rate in 2011 or 1980, which are certainly reasonable comps to look at, although they're the only two we have. So it's not really a big sample size. And especially when you just put so much leverage on, I don't think it has to follow that speed or trajectory. We'll see how it goes, but sure seems like a run on the bank. And fortunately, by this time next week, we'll have an idea of how the gold deliveries are looking. So a lot of exciting stuff happening. Gonna wrap up now. There is another full episode coming your way in a little bit tonight. Something you can enjoy all weekend. Fun interview with handsome Bob Unger on his podcast. And you can click in the box, and that will be coming your way now.